A wave of data center projects is sweeping across central Alabama, but so is opposition. Residents in multiple communities raising concerns about transparency, environmental impact, and quality of life. The ABC 3340's I-Team, Valerie Bell, breaks down what's driving the debate, the pros and cons, and what comes next.
Data center projects, proposed, approved, and even rumored, are popping up across central Alabama. From Birmingham to Bessemer to Columbiana, Childersburg, and Wilsonville, communities are reacting.
It would absolutely ruin our whole life.
We just want them to listen and be transparent with us about the process.
I'm not against technology, I use it all the time, but not in my neighborhood.
My concern was everything was done and it was a done deal.
They're going to destroy what is probably the most pristine environment left in Jefferson County.
Residents are showing up to council meetings, putting signs in their yards, and in some cases, taking to the streets to protest.
I think that this is going to require a lot of community engagement.
Over in Columbiana, a data center project was approved under a previous administration. The company behind that project, DigiPowerX, has said it's following all required guidelines and working to be a good neighbor. Tuesday night, City Council unanimously rejected a proposal that would have begun the process of granting a multi-year tax abatement for the planned project. In Bessemer, Project Marvel continues to expand. The city recently rezoned more than 900 additional acres with plans to add more open space and move development farther from the proposed Northern Beltline corridor and nearby homes. And in Birmingham, the latest project, the Nebius AI factory, planned for Oxmoor Valley. The city has been working on new guidelines for data centers, but they won't apply here because the project was already in the permitting process.
I think it's about being a good neighbor and about being a good partner. And there's actions that we're going to take on a voluntary basis to design, develop, to build our facility in the way that is the most responsible way that we can.
The company says it's addressing some of the biggest concerns, including water use, power, and noise. Nebius says it will use a closed-loop water system, pay their full power costs with no impact to residential rates, and install sound mitigation to limit noise. The project is expected to bring more than 1,000 construction jobs, along with 100 to 150 full-time, high-paying tech positions, and millions in tax revenue each year.
We believe in doing things differently. We think there's a better way, and that way means transparent community engagement. It means building a facility intentionally to minimize impact and do it in a way that is a true partnership with the community. And I think we've shown that.
John Sutter, Nebius's vice president of U.S. Public Affairs, also pushed back on some of the concerns we've heard from the community, including claims about foreign ties.
It's categorically false. We have absolutely zero ties to Russia. Nebius is a publicly traded company listed on the NASDAQ.
But not every company has been as open to speak with us. In Bessemer, developer Logistic Land Investments LLC have spoken at public meetings but declined our request for interviews. That raised questions about transparency, including the use of non-disclosure agreements.
Every time I said that I've recruited projects to this city, I signed an NDA.
The Birmingham Business Alliance can't speak to specific projects for that same reason, but explains NDAs are common and meant to protect both sides of a deal.
It allows communities to be able to compete. We continue to support and encourage each of our communities, municipalities, and counties to be willing to share how they're being proactive in responsible development, which is what we support.
The Birmingham Business Alliance says projects like this are critical to keeping the region competitive.
It provides communities a real opportunity to not only stay ahead when it comes to the current evolution of technology, but real tangible benefits.
We need to remain competitive, and I would not only just competitive, but globally competitive. And the only way that we're going to do that is if we embrace these opportunities that we have with advanced computing, AI, what data centers will house and bring.
The organization says data centers are critical to future growth, but should be done responsibly.
There are a number of concerns. I think a lot of them are being answered, and for citizens really just need to educate themselves on here's what the actual issues are. Are there real solutions? Is this the truth?
But even with those promises, some residents say they're not backing down.
We'll reevaluate and we'll start down the path of probably a totally different attack on this, because it has to be stopped.
Fight's just now starting. It's just getting started.
Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 I-Team.